exploding.
Welcome back to the Four Wheel Drive podcast driven by Shelter. Today we're looking at the 2.8 litre 76 Series off-road test, Ronny. It's going to be your day, mate, to have a look at all things Shark Bay, 76, Shakedown, Grenadier, comparison.
Oh, maybe hold off the Grenadier comparison.
You've been okay. Bit more to do, you reckon?
Yeah, a little bit more to do.
Okay, righto.
Yeah.
Southern Riverband, Let It Ride, bringing us in. Four Wheel Drive podcast on Instagram, all our episodes over on BackChat's YouTube. And again, we thank our patrons. Growing in numbers.
Thank you very much. Yeah, what is the number now? What is the number?
Jaden's under the pump. While you're finding it, patreon.com/4drive podcast if you want to jump on board.
You always ask me and I'm never...
Yeah, you should be used to that now.
I think I'm prepared maybe one time.
You should put in a run sheet that I never read.
Yeah, Ronnie's question. How many have we got?
I'm just not...
We were 33,
So we
33-ish.
Do you want to take a guess?
I'm going to say we've grown to 35.
I'm going to say 37.
38.
Oh,
Well done,
happy
Ronnie gets
days.
the chocolates. There we are.
Oh, where's the
Well
chocolate?
done. Yeah, where is that?
Come on, mate. You're on a diet.
Bit
decline it.
of rain about, boys.
Yeah.
Bit of rain about.
Bit of rain about.
What does that mean for us as four-wheel drivers?
Ooh, well, this will be interesting. We have that water for ages, man.
I know.
It's so dry.
Yeah, for those not in... It's kind of been from...
6 months, no water.
Yeah, and that's almost from... I don't know how they've gone down south, but definitely Perth to like Gero area been really, really dry.
It's like this arc just goes around.
Yeah.
It's just... the interior's at heaps.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they had the Nullarbor floods and all that, didn't they? Like
Yeah,
that far
cyclone.
in. Yeah,
That
true.
just
Bunbury had the... Yeah.
Just went flat and just kept going through, dropping water. But 6 months, man, no rain, pretty much.
Barely.
A mate of mine, he's got a property up near Lancelin. He just put a water tank in, 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And when I came back the first time from Shark Bay, when I was towing a caravan,
Yeah.
there's a forbidden word here.
When are you not towing a caravan these days, mate?
Mate, I'll tow one here. No. So and I was like, oh, how much water you got in your rain tank? He's like, nothing.
Yeah.
Not a drop.
I've been in Perth for about 10 years. That's the longest stretch, I reckon. Because when it rains in Perth, it rains. Like this last couple of days, it's come down pretty hard. But we just haven't seen it. Crazy.
Man.
Anyway, the mud pits will be fun. There'll be a bit of green on the side of the roads now. It'll be good fun. I think for the four-wheel drivers, one of the bit more of a challenge in WA. You've got it.
Yeah, definitely. I reckon the Mundaring power lines are going to be busy this weekend with lots of bent panels and yahoos.
Well, should we go back and have a go at our little course?
Yeah, I think we should, but who's going to clean the car?
Yeah, no, not me. I went out one day to those. I don't know if you're meant to do it, but I think everyone does. People might not like me for this, but the Nangara like mud little flats where you can ride your dirt bikes around out there and you can go driving through there.
Yeah.
I still have like it's like 2 or 3 years ago, I reckon I've still got mud stuck up in guards and stuff.
That's that black mud.
Yeah. Good fun though.
Yeah, no,
I don't condone that, but
it's tolerated.
It's tolerated there.
It's an area where it's tolerated.
Yeah. That's what I got told by my mates, but they were full hooning. Let's jump into it. Oh, Jaden, how are you? Sorry, mate.
Good morning.
Oh, no, I'm doing well.
You all right?
Doing well, boys.
Yeah, good.
How are you, boys?
Yeah, good. I'm still finding dexterity in my jaw and my hands. It's an early cold morning.
Yeah. It was fresh.
Yep.
Dexterity.
Very fresh.
Yeah.
Explain that word for me.
Oh, just, like your fingers don't move exactly when you want them and stuff. You know?
I've never used the word dexterity in my vocabulary. Yeah.
But you use a lot
Something
of dexterity in your
I can use that now.
in your profession.
Yeah. I do. I think. Righto, let's jump into On the Radar. Now, we've spoken about this before on the radar. Pretty exciting radar topic, to be honest. The 2024 Prado. So the prices and specs have been revealed. Do you want to take a guess what they've been revealed at? You haven't seen the run sheet, so this is a proper guess.
Yeah.
The base model starting from?
I reckon the base models start from 88.
72.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty damn
72. This is excluding
affordable in the
on-road
scheme of
costs,
things.
but 72. So when you drive out, what are you looking at, you reckon, Jaden? Driving out probably 78-ish?
Yeah, 80-ish.
Yeah. So you're not far off.
That's 8.
Yeah.
That's 8 less than my 76. Which
Yeah,
is
right.
which is the old new, and this is The old new.
Yeah.
It's confusing, I know.
It is confusing, but it's a cool car. So that's the Prado GX at 72. So that's up about 10 grand from what the
current one is.
The current one is.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah.
know the current one was still in that sort of affordable range because it's up there with the Hilux, you know.
Yeah, GX model, but
Yeah, GX.
all the way to the Kakadu, which is going to be basically all of 100k, pretty much every bit of 100.
Wow.
And then you've got the GXL, VX, and the Altitude in between those.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
And the Altitude is a new car. New model.
Yeah, so they've had Altitude before though, haven't they? As a
As a
almost like a
standalone?
does this replace the VX?
no, the VX
No,
is still
VX
there.
is
It's
still-
above the VX.
Oh, so we got GX, GXL,
VX.
VX, and then Altitude.
Yep. Then Kakadu.
Okay, and they're priced in that.
They're all prices in that order: 72, 80, 87, 92, 100.
Okay.
And they're all up about 10 grand, like from the previous.
And that's
Yeah.
all excluding on-road costs.
Yep.
That's a big jump from GX, isn't it? I mean, GX is like your fleet vehicle, poverty pack kind of thing.
When are these hitting the road? Because I am keen to see.
They're a bit delayed.
Are they?
Yeah.
Is it a 2025 thing?
No, it's a 2024 thing.
Oh, okay.
It better be. Because I know someone who's got a name on one.
Right.
I won't mention any names.
Okay. Is it? Okay, take a guess.
Is it Donny Roll?
Oh, that American guy? No, he got a 4Runner.
Hey, they're cool. I wouldn't mind one of them. The 4Runner.
Oh, 4Runner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
This is the
yeah,
Prado
yeah.
chat, but the 4Runner.
Yeah,
cool.
that's true. Yeah, because that's like a Fortuner, right? That's like our equivalent to a Fortuner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So-
they're tougher. They look tougher.
Yeah, I think it's just the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah, maybe.
It's
Maybe
like the
you're
old
right.
Tacoma. Like everyone who owns a Hilux secretly wants a Tacoma.
Yeah.
Everyone who has a Tacoma secretly wants a Hilux. But I bet you, if you had the choice, be like, nah, I'll stick with
What do you secretly want then?
I used to secretly want a Tacoma when I had a Hilux.
Right. Okay, so you're just part of the pack.
Yeah. I went to the US, had a look at them. They just look slightly bigger. They look cool.
Right.
It's like, I think they're like tit for tat, the looks of the cars, you know. So the N70 looked way better as a Tacoma, but then the N80 I thought looked better as what we have here.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Yeah. Fair enough. Anyway, back to the Prado, excuse me. There's no more updates on what we thought the car was going to be. Am I right? Like it's the 48 volt system,
Yep.
which is in the back.
which is in the back. So it's 150 watt kilowatts of power, 500 newton meters of torque. That's the same as the old Prado. It's just got that 48 volt operating system.
Yep.
You can get your 5 to 7 seater. So I'm not sure if that's in all models.
No, so the 7-seater would only be in, I think, the VX.
Right.
And, yeah, just the VX. I don't know about the Altitude, though.
Yeah. The altitude might be a bit of work. I wonder what the altitude is. I wonder what
It might just be like an upper spec.
trim, like there's,
I don't know.
yeah. Anyway, that'll be interesting to see.
The headlights are different on some of them, though.
Oh, okay.
So I think
So it might be that sort of style. Like
Yeah, maybe.
And maybe the four-wheel drive bits and pieces, accessories that come standard on.
Yeah, it might just be a little bit more tech, or
Yeah.
I think it's going to come down more to trim and comfort.
Yeah.
Like you were saying with trim, I reckon the first GX, GXL, and VX will have the same headlights,
Yeah.
and then they'll change for those other two.
Yeah, righto. Yeah.
That's what I reckon anyway.
Yeah, we'll see how it lands. And 3.5 towing capacity.
Yes, well they have to have
That's-
these days,
yeah,
because that's
is
a
standard.
competitive market. But I wouldn't tow 3.5 ton with one of those cars, because you shouldn't tow more than what your car weighs already.
Good point.
It just
Good point.
One more thing, it might actually be delayed because they might be playing with the hybrid engine that the Americans have in the Landcruiser 250,
Right.
because that's the same thing. So that might be something they'll bring here. I hope so. It'd be cool.
In the first fleet.
Hopefully.
Yeah, righto.
Yeah, that might be cool.
I'm just keen to see these things on the road because the amount of photos that we've seen on them now.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's starting to come around to the look of them.
I reckon that they look way better than the old one.
They are cool. I'm a fan. I don't know if I was at the start, but I quickly became
Yeah.
a fan of the look. And now we're close to seeing them on road, which is exciting.
But what would they look like with a bull bar? That'd be the interesting thing.
Do you need one?
Well, you don't need one, depending on what you do. I certainly need one on my 76 series. So if I got a Prado, I'd definitely be putting a bar on it.
Yeah.
But the cars that are coming out these days, they look so like complicated or complex. They look nice and complex, because everything ties in from the headlights down to the bumper these days. So when you go to put a bar on it, it's got to be a nice bar. And there's some ugly bars out there for example, the 76, which is a very simple front end, I would say.
Yeah.
There's some very ugly bars out there. So for a car like that, that's where certain companies who have certain styles are definitely going to suit the Prado better than others, where others would just look like you put a massive, oversized elephant braces on them or something,
Is it just me, or would the Grenadier bar fit the front of the Prado? I'm trying to picture that Grenadier bar on that Prado, because it's sort of, it's giving the same sort of vibe.
Similar, isn't it?
Yeah, are you getting that?
Yeah,
in your head?
Yeah,
I haven't seen
once
that.
you
We don't
said
have
that,
photos around us, but I'm just thinking.
It'd have to be some kind of snub nose thing,
Yeah,
because it's kind of like more like a cliff front end.
yeah, I reckon. Yeah, you don't want. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with what you're saying there.
And
Anyway.
I guess, it's the same with a lot of cars these days. It's like, like we had these square boxy cars back in the day. Then we started going towards this bubble thing. Then we went to full bubble for a while. And then now we're going back to sort of like a square front end again. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, well, as long as we don't go full square like that Cube car.
The Cube.
Oh, what's wrong with the Cube, mate?
Oh, I hate the Cube.
Come on.
It's ugly. Ugly. Anyway, I found some Prado altitude stuff. So LED lights, sunroof, 18-inch wheels, touchscreen, bigger touchscreen.
18-inch wheels,
with
Ronny.
satellite nav, digital radio, obviously, Bluetooth.
Digital radio.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy, right?
Why?
You don't see that these days.
Does it have CD player?
I like it.
Surely you're not putting that in your spec.
Review camera.
By the altitude, we've got digital radio.
Yeah. It's pretty standard. It honestly doesn't look that like.
I'm
I'm just looking at all this stuff. Like,
maybe just buy the GXL.
Yeah, just buy the GXL.
The VX would probably come with leather seats, though, I would say. The GXL wouldn't. That's been
correct, but you can add leather seats
on the GXL.
Yeah, but you generally on the current model now is about $3,000, I think, to upgrade your seats to leather.
We just need to see what's his name from what did the seats you Shulman?
Shulman.
Yeah. What was it? What was Shulman's name? I forget his name.
Benny.
Benny. Yeah, Benny, great fella.
So
she was a ripper.
Yeah.
So with that nowadays, because he's got all these airbags in seats and stuff in cars, it's going to be very difficult for that. So the aftermarket seat market is more in the previous times.
Right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh well.
What would considering like these cars are pretty close to the Ford Everest in price, what would you boys be going for?
If that car's similar to the Ford Everest, I'd definitely be going the Prado, because I consider the Fortuner to be the rival to a Ford Everest, because the Ford Everest is like a wagon version of a Ranger. Would you not agree?
Yeah. Yep. True.
Whereas a Fortuner is basically a wagon version of a Hilux.
Yeah.
A Prado is you're now getting into a Land Cruiser.
So what's the closest comparison to a Prado?
Closest comparison to a Prado would be one of those new sort of tank cars, I'd say.
I was thinking.
Yeah, because there's nothing really else that's kind of that size.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
Like is the Grenadier? Not really. A little, just a different.
Grenadier is a thing on its own.
Just a different. Yeah, it is a little bit. Yeah, it's probably the tank is sort of the one, isn't it?
Yeah, even without seeing the tank. I mean, that's the only car I can think of that's kind of similar to a Prado.
Pajero's just a Triton.
Actually, maybe more of a Pajero might be more in that sense, yeah. But actually, not the newer Pajeros. No,
no.
I'm not a fan.
No.
They used to have a really strong car, and then now they're sort of now they're going towards being, I think, less than an Everest and less than a Fortuner. Yeah, there'd be a few people upset with me saying that, but
there's a good little Paggy crew out there.
Yeah,
I did like the tank comparison.
Yeah.
And tank is a fair bit cheaper as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it would be. But it definitely wouldn't have the reliability name singing about it, that's for sure. Because...
Not yet.
Well, not
Yeah,
yet.
no.
It's going to take a long time. That's going to take... Look at what some people say about the Grenadier, and that's actually made of proven parts compared to the tank, you know. The tank's made in China. Most stuff is made in China, let's be honest. And you can get good stuff in China. You can get real shit stuff in China. But it doesn't have that strong name for it.
Done.
Yeah.
We've done a while on the Prado, so...
That's good. Let's move on.
Anyway, I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, well, hopefully the next time we can take it for a test drive there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Donny
Rail. Righto, let's move across to what we're here to talk about, and that is
the old Prado.
The
old new.
The old new, whatever you call that one.
The 76.
The 76, mate. We did a lot of it early because it was exciting for all. Got some good listenership and views on the early stages of that 76. We haven't touched on it for a while in depth, and we're starting to see on your channel the most recent trip that you've been on. The most relatable build you've ever done was a quote from that, and watching it was like I loved that because it's a simple setup. It looks tough. It's doing everything you need it to do. We just need your thoughts. How's it going? I know you've done a shakedown trip and that before on it, but how's it performing?
Yeah. Well, look, the first shakedown trip was just to see how the car was as it was, right? I mean, it didn't even have a lift actually back then. It just had 33-inch tires.
Yeah.
Now it's got a lift, and I'll be totally honest, the lift is definitely over the top because it's like sitting on 4 inches.
Yeah, I think when you pretend to be the kangaroo hopping in front, you can see the height of the vehicle there. Yeah. Like you're a pretty tall dude.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like it's at your chest height, no worries.
Yeah.
It's like the front of your bonnet.
Yeah. And I've actually had to lower my lights.
Oh, right.
Because the thing with modern day cars, and you'll see it, you'll notice it on the road now after I say this, when a car's behind you and you're on like one of those bumpy roads, any road in Western Australia.
Yeah.
Anyone with LED lights, it's like they're flashing their high beams at you, right? And you're like, what's your fucking problem? It's like, it's just bouncing on the road. But it takes you a while to realise. And I kept getting people just slowing down and brake checking me. I was like, what is going on? You know, I'm a pretty relaxed driver on the road.
Yeah.
Unless I'm running late for the podcast. And it's like, get out of my way. Get out of my
6 minutes late today, by the way.
Yeah, it was well behind.
So
Too many carriages.
Yeah, too many carriages on the highway, I'm telling you. So, in that regards, I've dropped my lights, and that's made a big difference.
Right.
And it's because I've been sitting higher, so my lights are going through a lot of low, small cars, going through their back window, hitting them. Yeah. So I apologise to anyone.
Yeah, I've had that feedback before.
Yeah.
But the lights weren't your standard, what you have been used to using, you would say. Like,
no, yeah.
For those that haven't seen the video, you explain it quite well there, but you've gone the affordable option, the everyday option,
spotlights.
The spotlights. So not your headlights. But they seem to work pretty well too.
Well, here's the interesting thing, right? Look, it doesn't have as much light as a 79 or the Troopy.
Yep.
And I parked it next to him to test this out. And look, I didn't record this part because I'm only going to record something like that if I've got a camera proper set up with the settings, because I spoke about that in the video too. Because if you have a camera on auto, it's going to adjust for the light. So it's either going to look over the top or under.
Yeah.
You know? So it's not good. You're not going to get the true idea of the light unless you set it to a manual.
Yeah.
So I had the car out there. So if I have all the lights on any of the other two cars, boom, it like outperforms it. But it's because it's got roof lights, it's got side, it's got angle lights, it's got the front lights. But if you compare just those spotties on the other two cars with these spotties, it actually throws probably a little bit further.
Yeah, right.
It might have a little bit less spread because those other lights, they're like you got the spread ring and you got the HID.
Yep.
But I think we're at a stage now where LED can actually shine further than a HID.
Right.
So HID to me now is old tech.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And these were from Super Cheap or something like that, weren't they?
Well, you can get them from Super Cheap.
You can get them from Super Cheap, yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go. For, I don't know,
That's $650 or something.
Yeah, which is it's pretty good.
What lights were they?
I think they're hardcore.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
hardcore with a K.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So-
And backwards are.
So
Obviously.
you know more about that than I do. It does have daytime running lights, so I don't like daytime running lights, so I didn't hook them up.
Is that what? Yeah, because are they like?
They're on the edges.
Why is it flashing? Is that the camera?
Oh, that's the frame rate. So,
I was gonna say, it's like,
Yeah.
surely everybody
Yeah.
hasn't set this up, flashing lights,
well, so
Pretty specky setup, isn't it?
winking at me,
76.
winking at me every time I drive past.
Yeah, during bars like Duggo.
we
Buy me.
see at 25 frames per second. The human eye sees at about between 25 to 30 frames per second. It might be something like weird, like 27 or something. That's our frame rate in our eyes. So when something's flashing like an LED, because all LED lights, they're constantly turning on and off. That's how they save power, and that's how they that's how they don't overheat as well.
Yeah,
It's
right.
like on, off, on, off, on, off. It's weird, right? But that's what you can see because the camera's picking it up.
Yeah, okay,
So
that makes sense.
just to get a bit more like David Attenborough here. The owls have like a vision of
Owls,
owls.
There we go.
Like 200 frames per second.
really?
Yeah. So they'll probably look at those LEDs and go, "Oh, what's going on?"
Right. Well, we're 25,
25.
and they're 200.
They're like 200 frames per second.
What do they need to use that for?
Probably and then get like a fly down, swoop down, and get like a rodent or something.
Night vision.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, true, because they're nocturnal, aren't they?
Oh yeah,
Just saying.
could be that too. Yeah.
All right. Well done. Well, where were we? Talking about.
Yeah.
So we're
Where were we,
talking
Dave?
about the latest owls.
Yeah, the Grenadier versus 76. What were you more comfy in on this particular trip?
It's interesting you should say that. So once you're in the Grenadier for more than a day, then you end up feeling more comfy in that because everything is in a certain place. So it's not just about how you're sitting and stuff.
Yeah.
It's about where everything is. With the 76, it's all simple.
Yeah.
My memory comes back pretty quick, so I can just jump straight in it, but it's going to take me like about an hour or two to get all the little bits out that my brain's still registering, like indicator on this side, radio there, those kind of things. But it's a bit like jumping from a manual to an auto, but it's also everything's laid in a different place.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's not just remembering, it's a manual or it's an auto. It's like everything's in a different place.
Yeah.
Different procedures, that kind of thing. It would be different if it was, say, in a rocky environment or like muddy, slippery, kind of technical, slow speed kind of environment, because all your traction aid buttons are in a different place.
Right.
So that'll be interesting. That's what I want to just jump through and just see what the difference is like, jumping from one to the other.
Yeah.
But I will say that sitting in the cars, I'm not a fan of leather seats.
Okay.
I just don't like leather seats. So I prefer the nice soft texture inside the 76.
Yeah. Okay.
But those seats are less comfortable than the Grenadier seats.
Gotcha.
Look, I think we'll jump into like the Grenadier mods in a different video, because I discovered a lot about my left foot and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
How it wasn't really a big deal, or was it? I don't know.
Okay.
So we'll talk about it another time.
It was a big deal a few weeks ago.
Yeah. So, but with the 76, there's a lot of stuff I didn't touch on in the video, because it was about the traveling and experiencing the 76. After that, we drove it more, and I needed to scratch an itch, meaning I saw a car go down a track once when I drove past towing a trailer.
That's where the video finished.
That's where
Gotcha.
And then I was like, yep, I'm going to be that guy today. I'm going to go down that track.
Right.
And let the caravanners drive past and go, where's he going? So we did a bit more after that, and then we went to this campsite, and we found this incredible campsite. We're running out of daytime. I went to scratch the itch, and when I got to find out what my itch was, I don't want to give it away too much yet, because maybe I'll give this stuff to the podcast footage, because it's just really short run.
Please.
Went down and was like, oh, okay, that's what's here, cool. all right, but couldn't go any further. Another story for another time. So we had 20 minutes of sunlight left to go find somewhere else. And I had an idea, and I just went for it, just went gut feeling. We got there. It's like, crap, there's people here, people there, people there. Oh, where's this track go? It goes up over this big rocky hill. So we went up. We actually required low range to get to the top. And we got to the top, and we could see all these wicked spots that no one else was at. And we're like, what is going on? It's like, because we had to lock our hubs and put it in low range. No one's going to bother doing that. And most of these guys got caravans, so they're going to stay on that side. So, and the easy track in there was underwater because it was high tide. So we came up the only way we could. So we went down this bit of a gnarly hill climb. That was pretty cool. Full tire pressures though, because we'd just come off the highway. Yep. And then we saw this track going down to this private little beach. The beach would have been 50 meters from one end to the other. Beautiful location. Sun's going down. It just looked awesome. So we decided to drive down. We get down there. We spent half an hour. Now it's dark. We spent like half an hour cleaning all the seaweed because there's a bit of seaweed there, right? Clean all the seaweed, and then we were like, you getting itchy legs? Yeah, I am too. And then I got a torch because we're doing it in the dark. Eyes had adjusted, and then we just saw like sea lice and sandflies, and we're like, we're getting the hell out of here. All right, so you remember that sand track I said we come down?
Yeah.
That ain't happening 40 psi.
Right. And you've had a crack at it.
Well, Jono was now in front of me because he was in a Grenadier because it was a really narrow track. So he had like a couple of attempts. And I said, mate, I think we need to lower our tyres. And eventually he was like, he agreed. So then he lowered to 20, tried again. Nah. I said, mate, we're going to have to go down to like 10 or something. So he was lowering. I started lowering. And then I had 2 shots. So I got to 76 up. And then he got up 2 shots after that. It was a very tricky sand track because it had all this limestone rock mixed in with it. So the rocks were hindering you more than the sand. It was really weird because the rocks would move under the wheels and it would take all your momentum out.
What time did you end up getting back up the top?
I think it was like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, okay.
So we got up there.
It was too good to be true.
Yeah, it was too good to be true, yeah. Look, on another day, I reckon it'd be perfect.
Yeah.
You know? And the timing of the tide would have been perfect too, because we had like 2 meters of beach. That was it. That's where we were going to put our swags. But I knew the tide was going out, and those tides, they move quite a bit.
Yep.
So the morning I got up and had a look down, the beach was like 6 meters.
Yeah, right.
Beautiful.
Spewing.
Yeah, spewing.
Oh, well. That looks like AI, by the way.
Yeah, this photo does, doesn't it? Incredible photo.
There's a slight bit of enhancement on that photo because this was backlit. You see where the shadows are? So this time of the day, the shadows are quite harsh. Now, having a nice Canon to shoot with, you retain a lot of information in that image, then I'm able to brighten up the shadows.
Yeah, okay.
The saturation, I haven't put very much on there. So when you take photos in Shark Bay, you don't put much saturation in it because if you do, it starts looking fake because sometimes it looks fake already because the colours up there are truly amazing.
Yeah, that little, is it Little Lagoon where you're paddleboarding
Little
through?
Lagoon,
Jeez, how's the colours on that?
Yep.
On some of those shots, like the green, the red and the turquoise blue.
It's crazy.
Incredible.
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? I actually did that twice. Twice.
The loop on the board?
Yeah. Because the first loop we did, we shot everything on the ground. Then I was going to go back and then we're going to fly the drone.
Right.
So I looked at the shots afterwards, after the first run, and I was like, wow, there's like no colour. It's all backlit.
Yep. And
that's just, Jono could only shoot from that side. So once we got the drone out, wow. It was just absolutely amazing. It was actually capturing what I was seeing on the ground, which is really cool. It's all about light. It's all about lighting. Which way is the light coming from?
Well, you got it right in the end because it made the the sandy sort of bank on the lagoon.
Oh, the red bit.
Like the red bit with like all the spin effects. Like it just looked like the harshest bit of country you could ever picture. And then you're on this like aqua blue, green, like it was just the contrast was so far. It's like, whoa, this is. And then there's a bit of green, like with the mangroves, like you were saying in the video.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
It's incredible. I highly recommend you do that if you ever go up to Sharp Bay. It is so cool, man. And especially with that tide. So we did it with my mates when we went up there a month before.
Yep.
And that was awesome. It wasn't as good, the tide, as that one because we went in an earlier tide. So there was a bit we had to drag our boards through.
Yep.
But that time it was a lot deeper. It was probably, I'd say, almost twice as deep as last time. And beautiful.
Through the middle, are we talking like up to your waist, knees?
Yeah, probably just up to your waist.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You know what I didn't know? I didn't know you got Stonefish there. I thought they were only further north.
No, yeah, they start from there and they go further up.
They are one of my biggest fears.
Yeah. We had a guy, when we stayed there a month before that trip, there was a guy who actually stepped on one. He was across the road set up from us in the caravan park.
Right.
And because there was an amber rocked up and stuff. And he had stepped on a stonefish, but I think that guy must have been pretty hard as nails because normally people end up in hospital and stuff like that.
Oh, he didn't even go to hospital?
No, they just went checked up on him. He was just vomiting and stuff and was feeling pretty shit.
They actually scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
They are so scary.
There's a few stories. There was like a lady was saying it was worse than childbirth.
A lady was saying that?
Yeah. And it's the only thing that she's ever experienced that was worse than childbirth. Wow. And there was a guy who had stepped on one and he had so much pain in his leg that he repeatedly slammed his car door into his leg to try and mitigate the pain.
Really?
And he ended up, mutilating his leg.
What?
Just from slamming the door repeatedly because it hurt that much. So some people have different reactions to it. It's nuts.
Just be careful around that area.
And then there's some people that have cardiac arrest or whatever from the pain, go in the shock.
Anyway,
so don't step on a stonefish.
That's enough on stonefish. All right, back on the 76, there'd be a couple of things I want to touch on. The second start button in low range.
Oh yeah.
How'd you find that?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah,
because you don't get that. Yeah, that gear that's not necessary.
Is it most applicable on sand? Would you say?
I'd say
as opposed to mud and.
Yeah, it's more. I'd say for anything.
Okay.
For anything. Except for, say, rocky, steep rocky climbs, you want to be, because then you're labouring the gearbox a lot more.
Yeah, okay.
So you want to start in first gear low there if you're on an incline. But on sand, if you're on an incline, I'd start second gear low because that first gear, sand's all about momentum. First gear doesn't give you momentum.
Yep.
It's just like and then it clicks in.
Yep.
It can actually hinder you.
Yep. Good point. Size of the tyres, were they the 35s?
Yeah.
Yep. How'd you find them once you bagged them out a little bit on the soft stuff?
Oh, awesome. They took a lot of the, what do you say, like a lot of the shock, That's like your first port of call is the tyres. Yeah, geez, the tyres look big with my weedy arms around them, doesn't it?
Well, mate, your arms aren't that weedy, so that's just a big tyre, I would say.
That's a big tyre, right? So, yeah, look, the suspension and tyre combo is definitely over the top. Can
you fit the 35s without your lift?
Not with that bumper.
Not with that bumper. Okay,
you have to be at least a 2-inch, and it will scrub somewhere.
Yep.
A 3-inch is ideal.
Okay.
For a 35, that's what I have on the other cars.
Yep.
But 4-inch was to make sure that we could, because this was a new. It's a little bit different, so we just wanted to make sure that it wasn't going to scrub on anything.
Yep.
And I was only meant to have that on there temporarily just to test it, but you know what happens. I knew this would happen. The camp setup in the rear is a little bit messy.
Yeah, no, this is good. I like it. It's not that messy.
Yeah, it looked better just before we left, but after being tossed around and things going in and out, it's just the nature of camping.
Yep.
But I've kept that very basic. There's no drawers. There's nothing in it. It's just a fridge. There's a portable battery. Pardon me. There's a couple of boxes that have my stuff in it. And I bought a under tray water tank because it just sat. It fit between the footwell.
Yep.
I mean, not the footwell. What do you call them? The tire well.
Yep.
tyre guard, the tyre arch. That
Yeah,
bit.
I know what you're talking
I
about.
forgot a bloody name for it now. It fits perfectly in between that, which meant that I was able to have another, I think it was 30 or 40 litres in that tank. So that was tucked there, and then I had that, that Dometic automatic thing. Yeah, which is pretty cool. That one's pretty good. But that was my drinking water. So that there was sort of just wash hands and billy can, stuff like that. That was really handy, but I need to find something better or to rig it up better because it was leaking at the tap. So I think that the tank actually, for what I paid for it, I think it's pretty poor. The other
you had more water though, at least. It was.
Yeah, I had more water. I had the Grenadier as well.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
There was enough for us both to have a shower each out of all the water we had between us.
Yep.
And it was pretty hot up there. So, and then we paid at a caravan park once to have a shower as well. Yep. So that saved us probably 20 litres doing that.
Yeah, right.
But then, you get to stand there for a lot longer with hot water and stuff and just, look, the power needs I had were fine because we were moving constantly.
What is your power setup in there again?
It's a portable battery. It's 130, I think it's 130 amp hour battery. And that's enough. Like it purely just runs the fridge.
Yep.
It does have solar and all that input. It's really messy at the moment because because it's a portable thing. They're always not going to look nice unless you put them inside like a box and fix things. So it's got like a charger. I can run solar. I can run all that stuff off it. To the gullwing, which I put on the side through Sean for Mission, in there I've got all the power set up so I can plug everything into it. And that's how we were charging everything. And apart from that, I did have a solar blanket with me if we needed to, but I never really hang around for long enough. Yeah. Now, I was going to do a lot more stuff around camp. I don't mind flies. Yeah. Jono absolutely hates them, so he did really well. He never complains about anything except for cold weather and flies. And he was... Jeez, it's heaps of them. He didn't like the flies. And you could see them on the cameras, though, in front of the lenses and stuff. You almost have to put a camera on a tripod, press record, walk away because the flies hang around you, So, look, I don't mind the flies, but I couldn't really do much camp cooking or much of a camp scene by the time the sun was well and truly up because people are just going to find it gross, People don't want to see a whole bunch of flies, and it's annoying having to do this, while
your hat was full of them every time you spoke to the camera.
Yeah. Now, look, the flies broke me a long time ago, and I used to hate flies, right? But now they broke me. They completely just broke me, and now I don't give a shit. So, look, if I eat a fly, I don't care, And the beauty is, that morning after you have a coffee, you got to go for a run.
Yep.
Well, you get relief from the flies for a brief period of time. Yeah. Well, okay, here's the other thing. Once you finish your business, you don't bury it till the very last thing.
Oh, you do it on top and then dig your hole.
No. You dig the hole first. But you don't cover it until you are completely, pans all buttoned up and everything.
Yep.
Then you cover it up.
You reckon a few flies go down with it?
Well, yeah, but what you don't want is while you're still around that vicinity and flies are going from your shit to your face, True. Because just the thought of that.
Actually, we love a shit story on you, don't we? A shit story. Which way do you want to look at that?
But they're bush flies. They're not like your home flies. Flies at home, they're little fat suckers that you can really feel them. Bush flies are a lot smaller. They're like these little tickles,
Yeah, I reckon that's worse. Sorry, mate, are we keeping you up there?
Sorry, that's like the 15th time I've filmed. Yeah, you guys putting me to sleep.
You are. You're thinking it's a shit story. What's the future of the 76? What's next for this vehicle? Or is it done?
It's not done.
Not done. It's never done, is it?
The future of the 76.
It's never done.
It is. It's a fascinating car. It's still impressing me on that trip as well.
Yeah.
On all that sand and stuff, it was still impressing me. It's just so easy to drive. It's auto. It's just incredible. And being extremely jealous of the 8-speed gearbox in the Grenadier.
Yeah.
To be honest, this 6-speed auto, in the way it's geared, I reckon it does almost just as good of a job,
I just don't know. I was looking at them again last night. after I watched your video, I went to bed, stupidly scrolled car sales for half an hour, and don't know why I did it.
Love that.
Pretty much nightly occurrence for me. But
Standard.
why is it? I just can't get over the fact that it's still the same price basically as the V8. Like, there's not a lot of difference.
Well, you can't even get the V8 anymore anyway.
Yeah,
You can try order it. You ain't getting it.
Yeah, like just wait time is just ridiculous. So they're just not even going to put you on.
They won't make any more. Yeah,
I just don't know why. Like, if they were 10 grand cheaper, you'd really consider like the auto. Probably, I don't know, is an auto gearbox more than a manual gearbox, but like
usually
the V8 engine, I would say, would be this to the
it'd be a lot more material.
The gearbox, is that why it brings it back up?
I don't know. So the auto is cheaper than the V8 by a couple of thousand. I think 3,000. It's
not much. But
yeah, generally in any car catalogue, you go back in time when you used to be able to get manuals and autos in all things. The auto would always be 3 or 5K more.
Yes.
You know, you're always paying more for that. You're like, oh, I got a manual because I wanted to save a bit, you know?
Yeah.
It's I think it's weird how they still have the V8 there because you can't buy them anyway. Unless someone cancels an order, can you get one? Or you buy secondhand.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, these V8 donks, they're going to go forever.
There's heaps around too.
They're going to go forever.
You can have one tomorrow if you want it. They're there. There's so many for sale.
Yeah, and the options are out there. You got pre-DPF, you got DPF, and then you got the facelift.
Yeah.
You know, so there's plenty of them out there, and you just can't. They're not going to make any more.
Yeah.
Unless there is an order. I mean, they're going to run out of those engines eventually. Yes, they have to keep engines to replace other things, but they're not going to make any more.
All right. Well, last thing, bar on the 76. Where are we at?
Well, that's something I'm going to tackle today, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. There's one bar in particular. There's 2 bars in particular I've sort of narrowed down.
Okay.
So
watch this space.
Next stage is price investigation. The cool thing is it needs to have at least a middle hoop. Minimum. Okay. There's not much out there with full hoop that look good.
Yep.
And I don't want to ruin the front of a car. The front of a car is what people see first.
Yep.
And it's what I'm going to see first every time. And I look at my car a lot because I'm editing the videos.
Yeah.
You know, especially now I'm 100% doing all the editing again. So there's 2 in particular that look very nice.
I look forward to seeing where you land.
Can't wait.
And have a very good approach angle.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. I need to get a winch in it too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, true. I forgot about the winch.
Yeah. Because there's some things I want to do, but not until I get a winch.
What winch are you looking at?
Something that's 12,000 pound. Yeah.
Big boy.
What?
Just jumping from the 76 to the 78. How's that thing going?
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I never see you in it anymore. Do you know how it's really going?
Have you figured out which car you're going to be getting rid of either? 79?
I'm not setting you up.
78?
Just asking.
Haven't seen either of those in a long time.
Okay, look. By the next podcast, actually, is this coming out? This is coming out this Friday, yeah?
This is
this week.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay. Well,
first
2 days after this comes out, I am going to talk about something that I have done, and it's in terms of the fleet.
The fleet.
Yeah. Have we added or have we subtracted?
Right.
You were looking at something.
Who?
Ronny.
Was looking at something.
Yeah.
Adding.
All right. We need to...
Should we go to around the 5?
Yeah, let's go around the 5.
Interesting.
I just wanted to ask about the 78. I just want to know how that was going.
It's going well, mate.
Okay. Thank you for that update.
And how's the 79?
It's going well too. Both. Oh, I love the sound of those two. Oof.
Fuck, they're good, aren't
the
they?
V8s.
And I love the sound of a fire pit, and I'm going to throw it to Jaden to hit us up because now we're in voice message territory.
We are.
Oh yes.
Don't worry about sending your emails in or your...
Still send
them in. Maybe. Actually,
Actually,
I went really hard at the voice messages now, and apparently we're loaded.
Yeah, I heard.
We are loaded, boys.
Sorry,
we
Jaden.
are. So we're going to try and fit in 4 an episode.
Jaden, just for everyone listening,
Just to get
Jaden's
through
the
it.
only one that actually works on this podcast. Like Ronnie and I, we rock up. We might bring a bit of material. Like we normally talk about what Ronnie's up to, but Jaden does he does everything for the podcast.
He is the workhorse.
He sees
Just a battler, boys.
Yeah.
Just over here battling.
and we can tell because you were yawning.
Yeah.
all episode.
Up all night doing run sheets, boys.
yeah, apparently.
Probably didn't get any sleep.
I think the accurate way to give this an analogy is, you got Jaden as the workhorse on the front. Then we have the chariot, which is the carriage, which is steered by Duggo here, because he reads the run sheets and keeps everything in control.
Yeah, he does his job.
And I'm sitting in the back talking shit.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad actually. Yeah, but we need the shit talker at the back. So that's the thing. It
keeps us all the way.
It actually works back to front. This one, without you, we probably don't. We don't have a job to do. Anyway,
Yeah. Well, I mean, without you, we don't have a job either.
It
Takes 3 to
We'll
tango.
be off the edge of a cliff then.
Oh, boys.
Run away, Ronnie.
Standing in a circle.
Hit us.
Something for you boys to maybe pass on is if you're selling a vehicle and you're not in the vehicle and it has an accident, even if you have fully comprehensive insurance, your vehicle is not insured. Just found that out today. See us.
Ooh, hope you didn't find out the hard way.
I think he did find out the hard way.
Oh,
Yeah. He messaged us on Instagram.
right.
Did find out the hard way.
Oh,
Okay.
so he was selling a vehicle.
Yep. Someone else was taking it for a test drive.
And he wasn't
And
in
crashed.
He wasn't in it. Oh. Yeah. Crashed it. I think they rolled it. They tipped it. I had a photo of it.
Oh, jeepers.
it.
That is good info to pass on.
It's good info, isn't it?
Yeah.
You wouldn't know.
Was on, and he wasn't in the car, so he's just
No.
good faith. Let him go for a spin,
Pretty much.
and they've spun it.
Pretty much.
Poor bloke.
Like fully flipped it. I don't know if you boys
Oh
can see
shit!
that
Yeah, right.
on my screen.
Yeah, on the phone, far out,
Yeah. You see that?
fully on its
Yeah.
side, dirt road. Must be in the bush somewhere.
Yeah.
That sucks, man.
Oh,
I guess
what do you say to that?
Oh, he was taking it to a mechanic for an inspection.
on a dirt road.
Yep. Oh, he must live out bush.
Okay.
Oh no, what is it?
Discovery.
Yikes.
That's
Not great.
That is the worst case scenario, isn't it?
Yeah, he says very little damage apparently. Scratches and the front guard was pushed in a touch.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, let's hope this guy actually let's hope the guy who did that is actually a decent person.
Yeah, and helped out.
Yeah.
Surely, right?
Surely.
Or buys the fucking car.
Yeah. Fuck, after that.
Yeah,
well, mate,
true.
if you're test driving a car and you roll it, you know,
If
you need
you-
to buy it, eh? You're
Surely.
like,
Yeah.
Sorry, mate.
If you break something in a store, you pay for the glass.
Yeah,
don't you?
you break it, you buy it. Like
No, I agree.
if you borrow your mate's car to buy it, I just want to take it, and you do that, you're buying it.
Oh, if it's my mate, yeah, probably not. Depends which mate. No, I probably would.
G'day boys, love the show. What do you recommend for a mid-size four-wheel drive? Still want to get away on weekends with the boys, but I'm just finding my utes too big for the city. But still want to be able to tow if I need to. Cheers.
A mid-sized four-wheel drive.
Mid-sized four-wheel drive finds that the ute's too big for the city, still wants to tow
Okay.
And get away with the boys.
and get away with the boys.
Well, I would look. Depends on how much you're towing. Most cars are going to be capable of towing. A mid-sized four-wheel drive, I would say, would be like a Fortuner. They're almost the same size as a Prado, to be honest.
New Prado?
New Prado, but yeah, it's up there in price, isn't it?
It is.
So to do something a bit broader for people, so maybe like a second-hand kind of wagon, anything from Everest, Fortuner, Pajero,
Yep.
something that can tow something.
Yeah.
Extra?
I'd have a look. I'd think about the topic of today, the new 76. Depending on budget.
Yeah, depending on budget. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If you've got the money.
Yeah, like it might. It's not everyone's cup of tea. That sort of.
No, it's a fairly big car though.
It is a big car still, but yours is bigger than most because it's up so high and it's. Like it's pretty compact. Like if you put that next to an Everest, it wouldn't be too much longer. I would have thought.
You put it next to my 79, it's significant shorter.
Yeah,
yeah.
Pajero, Fortuna, Forester. Well, Forester probably not.
You're probably not
definitely
getting
not
away
Forester,
too far with the Forester. Do some, but
I wouldn't use the Forester as a towing vehicle, but I would say, look, my personal opinion would be Pajero, Fortuna, Everest, something around that mid sort of wagon sort of size. I reckon that'd be perfect because they're going to be able to tow. I mean, they can actually tow big caravans, and I'm pretty sure this fella doesn't need to tow a big caravan. Maybe he does, but you could. But, like a smaller van or something, easy.
Yeah.
MUX, a little mid-size.
Oh, yeah. MUX.
They're meant to be pretty good.
Yep, that's the one that went under the radar there. Yep.
Yeah, under the radar.
Just upgrade your fuel tank.
On that, yeah.
Upgrade your fuel tank on anything.
60 litres.
Hey
Especially
guys,
the petrol.
Lockie here. Just currently spending the year travelling around Australia in my Amarok with the swag, keeping it nice and simple. My question for you guys is, if you could make any Frankenstein four-wheel drive, what would it be? So, engine, gearbox, body, interior, suspension, whatever parts from different vehicles you would choose, and any other categories you want to add, let us know your thoughts.
Yeah, that's cool.
That is cool.
You'd have a field day with that one.
Oh.
Probably a list of 10.
Okay.
How many different bits and pieces? I'll be hearing about parts here I've never heard of.
Yeah, I'll take the drivetrain from this. And really want the mudguards from this car.
All the wheel nuts off the 76.
I've got one ready. Have you got one ready?
Oh, no way, but you go for yours. I'll try and think of one.
I'm going to say...
It's a great question.
Take that 76 out there. All right, there's your body. You know what? Stick with that gearbox. I love that gearbox. I don't need to change that gearbox. Let's put a V8.
Hello.
Let's put a V8 turbo diesel in it. That's a non-DPF. And then let's get a Nissan GU driveline. Stick that in it because now we're gonna have a wider stance as well. Get the bigger flares out. Yeah, we're looking pretty good now. Yeah, this is cool.
What about your interior?
The interior, I'll do a blackout like the 79.
What about the Grenadier interior on your 76 with all that underneath?
Oh, like the whole cockpit sort of.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Grenadier cockpit straight away.
Grenadier cockpit.
Yeah, probably steal some ideas from that. Yeah, up there. Actually, I do like those
poppy windows
up there. Yeah. This is.
Oh, he loves this.
He's like he's picturing. He's drawing it up in his head.
Yeah, and then we'll have some onboard air, so we just go.
Oh yeah.
Just inflate, deflate while we're sitting there. Don't have to do anything. That's probably about it.
I don't mind that.
Not taking anything else from any other car?
No. I don't think it needs to.
No.
Yeah. I think we got a strong drive line. We got...
I don't know about all the driveline stuff and that, but I would take the Grenadier cockpit. That came to mind straight away, like the interior. Love the Grenadier interior. I would have to say I think the wagon would be the go. Like you're saying, either it's probably the 76 like shape with the V8 with the auto, but I'd take like can you even do a V8 with the 8 gear thing like a Grenadier?
Yeah. Yep.
I'm going to throw that in there to change it up because I reckon that'd be pretty sick. And I wouldn't throw in the VDJ engine. I'd go like a Hemi, 6.2 litre Hemi, and I'd have like the blowpipes out the top. No, I wouldn't do that.
Stacks?
But I'd go like I don't know. I'd go something like heavy in a light car. I reckon that it would be stupid.
Yeah.
But I reckon it'd be pretty cool.
Fun as. I was thinking the Hemi as well. That's what caught to mind when you said
yeah.
It would be
unnecessary.
Like, it would be very unnecessary.
The Hemi would be unreal.
If we're looking at unnecessary, then I'll be going towards a a big block motor or something. But
It would be cool.
But,
Imagine
that
cruising.
That car I'm driving
Imagine
out there, isn't it? That's got a Hemi.
Imagine Lockie driving across
sounds
that.
nice too.
Imagine
it
Lockie
sounds
throwing
very nice.
that in his Amarok, and then just imagine just cruising the country with a big 6.2 litre Hemi. In
Big
the front.
Frankenstein car.
Oh.
And then you put
How would you feel about the Hemi and the Ranger?
Oh, get in there.
Love it.
Get in there. Get in there.
Supercharged.
I say. If anyone can do that for me, let me know.
All right, legends. I'll have a crack at your voice message.
Thank you.
Trackside emergency sidewall repairs. There's a product called Blue Tread. Curious, might be an on the radar thing. Ronnie, whether you've tried it or not, or know anyone that's used it. Curious on your general thoughts. Cheers, guys.
Blue Tread.
Blue Tread. I was thinking this might be one for on the radar
never.
next week.
Yeah, right. Blue
Okay.
Tread.
Yeah, I need to Blue Tread.
Blue Tread.
Right.
BLU or BLUE?
BLUE? BLU?
Oh, Glue Tread.
Glue Tread.
Oh,
Glue
Glue Tread.
Glue Tread.
Oh, Glue Tread.
Glue Tread external patch kit.
Can you just spin that around for us?
Yeah.
Adventure Moto.
So what are we looking at?
It's a sidewall kind of repair kit.
Oh, hang on. I haven't found. I'm on a different page too.
And it basically
Oh, here we go.
repairs your sidewall on the road.
Right.
Okay. Well, let me do some homework on that.
Yeah. I reckon this is one we come in next week on.
Yeah.
Here's the
Come in next
complete-
week. This is on the radar.
On the radar next week.
Yeah.
On the radar next week, yeah.
$230 for a complete tyre repair kit. I won't go too into detail if we're going to jump into it.
Yeah.
If
Interesting.
you're just gluing it together.
Oh, you know what's on the front cover of this?
Oh, I just want to know the extent
A
of
Jeep.
the damage.
We forgot to mention a Jeep.
Oh, I don't think we forgot to.
As a wagon.
Oh, no. As
No,
a
like as a
mid-size.
mid-size.
SUV.
Mid-size, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeep's good.
Yeah, pretty
Jeep's
fun.
a good one.
Anyway.
They're hard to keep low, though.
Yeah.
Because a ute that's hard to get around town, I mean, you could be talking about a big 79 here, and it could have, like, the lift and everything, and that would be a pain in the ass to get around the city with. And I would imagine it'll also be a manual, so that's... I don't know, I'm just taking a bit of a guess here that it's a 79 series single or dual cab. And
Did you send this in?
that would be a pain in the ass to park around. No, I did not send that in.
Is it a good video? Yeah, anyway. There's some
Yeah.
good stuff on
Yeah,
Blue Tree out there.
We'll look at that because
We'll
I
have a
want
look
to
at that
next
know.
week.
I want to know to what extent, because I fix many of these sidewalls tires with plugs just to get me out, and on the occasion I've forgotten to.
American.
I've actually swapped the tires around, done the right thing when I got back on the road, but then later I've done a tire rotation and completely forgot that one of them has a plug in it, and I've just done 40,000 Ks on it, and it's still good.
I mean, that's a good sign.
Don't recommend it though.
Good
The,
sign.
the sidewall repair, though, that's the riskier one.
Yes, that's the riskier one, and usually speaking, if you have a sidewall done, the tire's done, but plug it while you're still off road, then get out, then change it. Don't change it straight away. If you can plug it, fix it, then get out. If you're on the highway, that's where you want to swap it out. But if you stake a tire and you have a plug-in kit and you don't use it, and then you swap tires and then you stake your new tire, you're going to be kicking yourself.
This is different to what I've seen. So this will be a cool
Okay.
thing to cover. We'll check that out.
Yeah, we'll check that out.
Yeah.
Did they do a slash?
Come back next week.
Yeah, they
Just briefly?
punter maybe not a full slash, but it's just an interesting way to.
Okay.
I haven't seen it before. You might have, probably have, but I haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
I don't think I have, yeah.
Have a look.
Yeah. The other way
I'll
is
leave it a surprise.
carry a tube as well. Like someone mentioned another
Yeah.
podcast at some stage. Tube is
Yeah.
a good thing. It's just painful to get in there.
Mm.
All right. Well, thanks to Mark,
something.
Anonymous, Lockie, and Dean.
Mark Anonymous, Lockie and Dean. Cheers for the voice messages, boys.
Yeah,
Keep
appreciate
sending
that.
them in.
That was
Unreal.
awesome.
We've been
Keep
asking
sending
for them,
We've
and
got
they are
so
coming,
many
and
of
we are
them.
pumped.
Just be patient with your voice message. If you don't hear it for a while, it's probably coming.
We're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I've organised them. They're there.
Beautiful.
They're there.
Anything else, boys?
But,
Well, do you think if we end up with too many, do you think we should just do a couple for socials as just complete answers?
Just yeah.
Yeah.
What's the boss
if we end up with
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
We could do that. If we end up with heaps, yeah.
Yeah.
But like, we end up with heaps, we just keep using them.
we're just going to end up encouraging more, and then we're
Yeah.
like, oh man,
Yeah.
Send them in.
It's good. It's good.
It's going to get to the point, I reckon, where we're just like, send them in. If they're good, we'll play them.
If they're good, you'll get it.
yeah.
If they're shit, they're going in that bin. Actually, sometimes they're shit and they're really funny,
Yes.
We
and
want
which is
them.
great, which we want.
we'd also like opinions too.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a question.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a question.
Just
you
a
can
message.
you can tell us that we're doing a great job,
Or not.
or not at all.
Righto. Let's wrap it up, eh?
Yep.
It's been long enough.
Wrapping it
You
up.
happy with that? 2.8 litre man?
Yeah, watch this space. There's way more to come because I haven't revealed where the antenna is and all that other stuff because I reckon that was pretty cool where we put it. So
Cool.
lots more to come. I just got to refine the setup now. That was what that shakedown was all about.
Yep.
Now we're going into refinement mode, and I've got to redo a lot of the wiring because we just did what we had to get out there.
Got an awning on there, by the way.
No, that's another thing.
Okay.
And the shower tent is currently on the Grenadier.
Right.
So I've got to put that back on the 76. No, actually, I've got to put it back on the 79.
Oh well,
I'll take your pick, mate.
Or
There
was
we
it
go.
from the Troopy?
Well, while he's figuring that out, let's just wrap this up. Music by the Southern River Band to see us out. This is Let It Ride. Full Drive Podcast on Instagram, all episodes over at BackChat's YouTube. Patrons, thank you very much. We appreciate your support. And if you want to get some merch like you see behind us, get on backchatstudios.com/shop. Thanks.
Have a great day.